Don't mind me, just clean the table. See, look, I didn't even touch anything, and it still already put the thing in the upright position. Oh, yeah. Let's see if I can. Everybody's asleep right now, so not as much internet's being used at the moment. Perfect time to stream. Also, where's my Dremel? We need the Dremel. Prior to the stream, probably should have checked out those magnets that got sent in. We got one viewer. I appreciate it. Just doing the YouTubey things right now. There we go. Hey, Goji Jojo. Where's those magnets? They were up here. At least I think. Super tiny magnets. Also, my arm still slightly wet because my table's. I had the water for streaming, or not streaming, for doing the sculpting on the table a little bit ago, and just instantly got. As soon as I got done streaming, I just dumped it all over the table. All doing great. Got some outside work done today. I don't know, with Casey for a bit. We did some dishes. Did a stream earlier today. This was kind of the continuation of that stream because it kind of got cut. I wouldn't say short, but hoping to get some more stuff done today, so that's what I'm working on. And I guess I'll swap it over because we're all good. Anyways, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and we're going to work on this Amy for a few. And then possibly putting a model kit together. We're working on it at least for a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But first and foremost, we got to trim the underarm. Then I probably should look back up and see exactly what all has to get done. I gotta see the photo because this is the hammer we're using for the figure. And then the one in this box, which we're going to use the Amy for an actual hammer video. I was told it was okay, but we have to take the parts off of that we do. Okay, we have to paint the hammer head. Don't care about the handle. Which is fine. Yep, second live stream. Like I said, I want to get a little bit more done today. It looks like... it's just the one piece. Would be serviceable. Really want to get technical. I should probably take both and try to kit bash them together. Oh, because that's just the way it's angled. But if I leave the one there, it'd look more detailed. Hopefully, Emu pops into this so I can double check with him. By the way, dropping my Dremel onto the groin of a figure we're working on. Not good. Possibly again, Essie's Monsters 2014. Oh, nice. It's a good figure. I know a lot of people kind of crapped on it because it doesn't look exactly like the movie. But for a figure, it is awesome. Honestly, one of the better painted ones too. Like the Spitfire for that one's really great. I'll say Jurassic animation. Making the character do all the voices without even doing anything. It's great. All right. Yeah, that head goes on Oh, so that slides in. Oh, you have different hands. Okay, that's what that is. Oh, so we can still have her assembled without having the hammer? Awesome. How does that go? It's like, yeah. I don't like that. Ooh, the big one? That's sweet. Hopefully it wasn't an arm and a leg. I know those things definitely over the years have gotten more and more expensive. If you can only pick one, I would go with the Spitfire. Oh, thank you on the kind words for the Super Godzilla. I really liked how that one turned out too. Granted, I don't own it anymore. I ended up selling off that one because at some point I plan on redoing them again. Yeah, it's gonna be like once I get a scanner, it'll make my life a little bit easier on some of them. A GVK Con into a behemoth. Interesting. That sort of work. May need a different head, but the body would be acceptable. Yeah, I would say the poster version is probably the weakest one for me. But then again, the poster version is also, in the grand scheme of 2014 collectibles, probably one of the more unique ones. Ooh, 59. Okay, 59 ain't bad. I can't complain about that. All right, well, anyways, we got Amy. She can hang out over here for the stream. She works. All right. So I gotta get these pieces off. Which that already has a separation there, so this might be easier than I thought. Oh man, a hairdryer would be great right now. Problem is, I'm sort of charging my phone while also doing this. The charger is I can only fit in one spot on my wherever the hell you call that thing, the surge protector. What's the where are we on my phone? Yeah, 12%. We can swap it out for a minute. Until we're done with cutting plastic anyways. I always redo it after. Now that I plugged it in, where is the dryer? GMK Godzilla mixed with 1954. If somebody sends it in, I would love to do it. Like I said, for the most part, doing customs and stuff on here, it's mainly what people send in to me. And then eventually, whenever I have time to work on my own stuff. Yeah, I got a 3D printer. You have to find a file, but I could. Oh yeah, I was gonna say the paint on actually pretty sweet. I actually really dig the eye. It with the robot eye. Come on, man, I'm gonna shake the camera a little. Just like I have a screen for the camera so I can actually see where I'm holding it up at without having to use the laptop's delay. But it's surprisingly pretty nice. I also kind of want to clean up the hole here. He made a little hole for the hammer here. I say that, but I think okay. I was gonna say I think it has to separate at the top for it to work. How in the hell did he do? Okay. He actually got a good fit on that. Props to Emu. It's like this figure's so hefty and the hammer's so light. I wonder where we got the hammer from. Works though, serviceable. There aren't many good Godzilla models. There's some good ones. You just gotta hunt them down. Yeah, I always seem to get asked that question. Doesn't make money, so we stopped using it. Is the fast answer. I was planning on keeping it going just for randomly while doing this channel, but to be honest, we don't get enough views on this channel to merit trying to run multiple. So right now we just stick with that. I'd like to get it back up and going at some points, but that would be like if this channel ever really started taking off again, like it did a few years ago, then definitely would like to put more stuff up over there. Kind of like what we were doing. But as of right now, there's not really much incentive to try to do multiple channels. Might see the character go while doing the hair dryer, but anyways. They do make vinyl kits. I've done some of those before. Damn it. So what I did here is I heated it up so that it makes it a little easier to get the knife through. Ugh. Yeah, man. Oh, you're halfway there. Yeah. And look at my blade, just see how it is. I go for this angle. There we go. Sweet freedom. Have to clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna pop off the other side just to kind of see how that looks. But same thing, gotta heat it up. I have seen them. Personally, I don't really collect much of the Sonic stuff myself. Although, actually, funny thing, talking on Discord today, was kind of bringing up that I wouldn't mind getting something. Because I actually have. I tend to avoid buying a lot of video game stuff. But I do have some. But for how much I played Sonic and loved Sonic growing up, I really don't own anything. So, I feel like I should get something. But I'm not sure if I want to just like grab like a solid movie statue or figure. Always make sure when you're using an X-Acto blade to cut away from yourself, not cutting towards skin or anything, because that bad things can happen. I totally have not gotten one of these things jammed in my wrist before. It's not a good time. So my thought process was, because the way, at least the way the thing looks is Amy's hammer kind of collapses on itself. I was kind of thinking about doing something like this, then having it at the backpack, but the way it looks in the photo show me, it's just like that, which would look cleaner. Problem is, I think he's sleeping. Granted, if he doesn't like the single one, I can definitely do the extra part. I gotta tell you guys, not cut towards yourselves, and then I instantly do it. But I really want to clean up this that's right here. Yeah, I've done it before. I feel like anybody that really does a lot of customizing, you're gonna randomly injure yourself at some point with something. touching something that's a little too hot, not paying attention, or cutting yourself with something, randomly drilling an appendage, all that good stuff. Do I have some sandpaper hanging around here? Ooh, got some 400 grit. That might work. Out there. You confirm that it's not fun. I can't say ever hurting myself has ever been amounted to a pleasurable time. Gotten me out of work before, which is, I guess, been the closest thing to nice about it. Right, that looks pretty solid. Go a little deeper just to try to get this little excess plastic off. Ugh, the Hasbro ones. I'm sorry. We got a bunch of the original toys because my wife collects them, so we have quite a bit. We even have some of the harder to get ones too, like the original Carnotaurus and a few others. The first Spino they released we have around here. All right, good old Dremel. Battery being on would probably help. Like I said, I'm trying to make this part relatively smooth. I'm just removing enough to get to where the paint's coming off. So then I know all the little excess is off then. If you... One thing about the little handheld Dremel, this little switch here, it takes like nothing to flick it on. And has also caused me a little bit of grief. Use the sandpaper just to smooth it back out. Depending on how rough it feels, I might go up a grit. Ooh, there we go. Looks pretty solid. I'm gonna go a little bit more just to... Yeah. To the corner with you. Yeah, Jurassic Park stuff I can do, because I don't actually have to go that far for any of the Jurassic Park collectibles. They hang out in the basement. So kind of like this. Now it's nice and smooth. Now the magnets he sent are much smaller than that little hole I got there. So I might have to use a little bit of epoxy. Also wondering how strong these are, just 2 of them. This might be a case of I might want to use my own magnets. Woo! I think these would hold a little better. Well, at least I think. For the fun part, getting these out of the figure. So for this one, I need to find a drill bit about the same size. Which I don't know if you guys seen. I cleaned up the table a little bit. It's not perfect, but you guys can. It's easier for me to show you guys. Have it set up so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I think I mentioned before, but I'm not trying to be like super intricate with the way you guys can see things, but at least there's some kind of record of me working on these things. I kind of wonder if that's just the biggest piece I got. Just kind of nice thing too about magnets is you could just attach it to the bottom of the drill bit. Be good to go. Now I'm just gonna take this and go right into the center mass of her back. Yep, center mass. Oh, thanks, Lady Draco. Not gonna go super deep. Initially it was just for when I was for collecting purposes. They just weren't making things that I wanted. And I've done stuff before, like model kits and whatever, so I had a little bit of experience. But nothing like super crazy. Not like what I do now. But for the simple answer is there's things that I wanted people that weren't able to buy. Still can't buy a lot of the stuff that I wanted. Like my Guyver I put together. You can't find they don't make movie Guyver action figures. But they do make like model kits, so worked out in my favor. And I just tested out on like other figures, like paint job wise. I was doing a bunch of dinosaur stuff, and then it kind of evolved into just doing more and more things. Especially once I started making some money doing it. Again, don't do what I'm doing and cutting towards you. It's just a little bit hard on this figure not to do that because of how freaking tiny it is. Really want to clean up this hole before I try to get the magnet into it. That was the problem I was talking about earlier, is randomly scuffing the thing. Just did. But I can clean that up. I'm gonna have to clean up some of the reds on this anyways. Because after I do this, it looks like the plastic underneath is pink and not red. So I'm gonna have to redo that. I just paid $10 for the 2014 Godzilla to the guy selling them. If you selling a Monster Arts for $10, I feel like you might be getting gypped. Right, hopefully. Do that piece. Wait for me, Magnet. It almost fits in the hole. That's what she said. One thing I worry about doing this stuff too is sometimes when you're drilling, especially, the plastic can start melting. Oh, you can choose the price. Gotcha. I don't think anybody's gonna have that for $10, if I'm gonna be honest. There we go. Magnet is now in the back. I'm gonna have to glue it. Before I glue it though, I want to make sure, because I'm gonna glue it like this to make sure that the magnet sides are connected. So then I know how I gotta put that one in. Which I got some glue right here. It looks like my tip is really hard. I don't know. Don't hopefully have to fudge around with. Yep. All right. Cool. Good. 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 A little bit of glue. Yeah, stick that in there. Oh, I got dilemma. I think it's stuck to my finger. Eh. Have been made. Accelerant, where'd you go? I need you. And one more spritz for good measure. Oh, crud. Together. Damn, that magnet's on there. There we go. Jeez, oh criminy. Now I want to come apart. All right, well, anyways. Now, permanently affixed. Next is the fun part of getting it on this side. Problem is, there's the hole there. And the way it sits, it would be perfect for that hole. Now, I might have just a bigger magnet. I could probably just fill that hole. Just seam them, actually. Well, I was cleaning up my office. There was strips I found. Thought I sat them in the back here, and I don't see. Ugh. Oops. All behind the. Making sure I'm not seeing the wrong angle into my tub. Miscellaneous. Oh, that sucks. One job. Super strong magnet. That's cool. You know, I'm just gonna bring this drawer with me. Make my life a whole hell of a lot easier. Dude, these are the super strong magnets. What? Not what? What? These things are a lot thicker, but oh, that'll work really good. So this little magnet here is really strong. Hey, Monstrix, doing good. That'll work in there, but like I said, the problem is I got too much spare room. Could use some epoxy, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. Or I could also use some foam, because I have some foam laying around right here. And just layer the foam on the inside and push it in. By the way, I gotta glue. Come on, me guys, this turn. God damn. Run. Warbler. Warbler will work wonders. Purposes of this. I shouldn't need a very big piece, so we could just cut it off. Oh, I have seen it. Looks sweet. I honestly kind of like it better than the Haya. But yeah, sit back. Right. Hopefully. So now gloves, because what this is, it's plastic, but it's heated plastic. Well, heat plastic, where you can heat it up and it gets really soft. And I'm just gonna shove that in the hole. Then take my little piece here. This to said plastic. And there we go. Got a little spot now. Oh, I don't know what picture you're looking at. The Haya look at the monsters look better painted to me. Not trying to bash it or anything. I'm just saying, like it looked like the paint job looked really good on it. Because even had a bit of the sanding and stuff, and the teeth looked nicer. Oh, what about a massive glove? Oh, the Nightmare on Elm Street. Need to look up higher. Just trying to clean up the warbler. Like every time I do warbler, and then I got like, there's a little more room I could put in there. A little more. try my best to make it kind of flush in there. There we go. Holes filled. Hopefully. Looks like that worked to me. Oh, I'm so glad we actually grabbed that stronger magnet because I don't think that little one would have done it. Works good. All right. Yeah, it's one of those like I'm gonna give monster like we've been giving Haya the win on the MonsterVerse for so long that I am a-okay giving Monstars the good on this one. Like I think, because even from the movie, from what I remember, the Monstars I think actually looks a little bit more accurate. At least from the initial photos we got. Because I will say Haya is sometimes not the best at taking production pictures, and in hand they sometimes look a little better. But at least for the production photos, like I said, the teeth look a little. The teeth don't look the best, and like I said, around like the sides of the face and the spikes and the coloring with the pinks, I think just like I said, the monster just looks cleaner to me. All right, well that was a freaking success. I'll take that win. I've been meaning to actually, because I bought these magnets, because at some point I plan on touching up my Guyver that I did a while back, because the elbows like to pop off real easy, and I've been meaning to swap the magnets out. Yeah, it's a good possibility. I would say usually Bandai kind of just does their own thing, because if they listen to fans, we probably would be getting more Showa stuff by now instead of a bunch of repaints. But with that being said, I do think with the competition, it probably was nice to see them step up a little bit on it, at least in terms of the paint job. Because usually there's the sculpts and the articulation have always been really good, but the paint jobs have been a bit hit and miss on them for sure. Okay, we got that going good. We can't pop off the elbows or the head because of the way they decided to articulate this thing. And he doesn't want me to whatchamacallit. Doesn't want me to break it to redo the joints. He said I could leave this alone. Kinda don't want to. Trying to figure out the best way I can get at this without taking off, because I'm gonna have to just take the blade and kind of just cut away. But I don't want to get into the arm. Yeah, speaking of Warbler, could probably just make a little strip of Warbler and put that around. Oh, but that don't stick. I don't know about that. Any Fallout figures? No. I have some Bioshock. No Fallout, though. Although I will say, I kind of want to get a power suit. Like some figure with a power suit. But I feel like it's one of those, like, I don't really want a bunch of stuff from Fallout, but like one power suit would be cool. So I kind of want like a solid power suit. So something like I think 3-0 was doing one. Somebody was doing one. But then again, it's like if I'm spending that much money, why am I not buying other things? And like I mentioned, I kind of want to get a Sonic thing too, but probably the coolest thing, the one, like if I get one good solid thing, it'd probably be something based off the original games. Those are the ones I played the most, like between anything from Genesis and the 32X. Like Knuckles Chaotix was the bomb. And a little bit of the Dreamcast. I gotta play some of the Sonic Adventures. And I like the movies. So for the most part, it's mainly between old stuff or movie. And was looking at some first for figure ones today, and the Sonic going through the checkpoint ring, I think was pretty sweet. I just wish there wasn't this stupid shoulder piece. I think that's currently what's kind of hating me out because I can kind of go around and then up. Wonder if I could tuck something right there. Like I said, I have this stuff. But the other problem is like it's too thick. Oh, actually, not that one. We threw the Amy plastic earlier. This might actually come in handy. Scissors. Scissors. I've seen them. There we go. Like I said, so that if I overextend a little on the cutting, it'll be okay. Now the question is getting it to stay. I hoping I could tuck it under that armor plate, but that is not gonna. You have a massive chin. I could maybe earpiece. Hmm. Paperclip, paperclip. I remember seeing paperclip. All right, paperclip. I need you to work like a paperclip like you used to. Okay, not there. Not gonna afford me what I want it to do. Oh, next thing. Look at that glue. We'll get figured out one of these days. Yeah. Groovy. All right. When in doubt, super glue. Okay. Somehow I always lose a lid. That'll be all right. Okay, so now I got this little sheet here. Hopefully that would give me enough leeway to just cut. The other conundrum I got is, like I said, I gotta cut towards me. So I'm gonna try to heat this plastic up first to hopefully make it a little bit softer. Then try to cut it. Hair drying. Hair drying is what's up. If you're just joining us, heating it up to make it a little softer so I could try to cut it. Weird angle. Got in there. Oh, this thing is. Taking it nice and slow. I mentioned I would like to not shoot this into my arm. One part is free. Gotta rotate towards the head. Nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Three. There we go. Whew. Could have been a little cleaner, but that's why we got sanding sticks. Which, speaking of, oh, it's finding the right grit. 2,000. 1,000. Also trying to find a file. Not quite the one I'd want, but that. Because this file here has a smooth edge on it, so I don't have to quite worry about over sanding the arm. Favorite Nintendo hero? Like, I guess, like, strictly, like, it was, like, they, not owned by, like, owned by Nintendo, you mean, right? I always had a soft spot for Yoshi. I think of all that, because it was like, Mario's probably one of the ones I played the most. Really enjoyed. It's also like Arthur from Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Isn't the easiest thing to do. Oh yeah, actually, while we're sitting here, who would win? Solid question. My mind, like, I go to Sonic because just how fast he is. Plus, he has like the Super Saiyan Chaos Emerald mode. And Mario, like, outside of like something newer, I don't know if Mario has anything that really like competes with that outside of like Invincibility Star. But if Mario could even like do anything to do enough damage. Oh, where's the brush? Where's the brush? Well, to be honest, I don't really need this on here anymore. Again, just had things and already losing them. Also, you need to move before I break you anymore. How much will the Zilla commission cost? Been wondering this for a while since Arctic Figure is gone. Has he gone radio silent again? Also, is my guy not moving? How come nobody told me he's not moving anymore? Hey, why aren't you moving? Hey, there we go. I was like, when do you get off the Yeti? Gosh darn it, Dilapa Steve. I didn't know he went radio silent again, because I know he was doing stuff on Instagram. Because I know he yelled at me a while back for making stuff. Which, to my defense, I was just making, at the time, I was making things for people that got stuff from him originally. And then, like I said, he went quiet. So they contacted me about printing the stuff, and I don't really got a problem with it, personally. The best thing is, if you want to contact me on Unimportant Steve on Instagram, or you could just check out the Etsy shop. You can message me on there. Like I said, it's one of the things I kind of wish about him making that file is I wish he charged for it. Because it's really hard to say no to people about files that are free. If people want to want me to print and paint stuff for them. But if you charge for it, at least make people pay for the file, you know? Okay, I think I got enough of the plastic away from there. Now it's just kind of smoothing it out a little bit. Okay is a strong word for that game. It could have been a lot better. Is it? I don't know if it's the worst thing I've ever played. I have played some stinker games. But I think for how much they charged for the game, it should have been a lot better. Yeah, or even if you're going to take orders, like usually when I do 3D printing commissions for people, if they have a file they want me to print for them or something, I usually do up in advance, but I usually don't do too many of them at a time. So like if somebody found like a paid file online they want me to print or make it a beam or something, I don't tend to get too far ahead of myself on those. Like just in case of like something happens with the printer or I get too many things and then something else comes up. I don't know if he's got anybody helping him with printing and whatever, but I know just by myself, that stuff just takes a minute. Plus, the amount of time to print stuff. I know these Zilla ones I printed for myself. If I pushed it and nothing happened, I can get them done in a day. It takes like a full day to print. But that's also, like I said, if stuff doesn't happen. But I will say, like I said, I know he was doing some on the Instagram. Actually, to be honest, we're sitting here. I could look it up. This last post he made was March 22nd, so about a month ago. About the Dilophosauruses he was making? Honestly, the Carno was pretty sweet. He's going pretty heavy there for a minute. Like this one spot I just really want to clean right here. Honestly, though, I'm almost surprised he hasn't gotten into trouble with Toho for printing them, for making those things. No, Toho is going after some people just for making like Godzilla t-shirts, custom t-shirts and stuff. That's why I get hesitant on making anything anymore. I just do the like I just make parts for things. Oop, what happened? Oh, not sure what's happening with this. Might be my memory, maybe. Not 100%. Just noise since I paid for a painted V-Rex. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Like I said, for the few people I printed the Zillos for, like they were waiting a good year on them. And then it's like I feel bad because I have to charge a little bit for myself just to help cover the stuff in my time. Because usually, like with my 3D printing commissions, also I was gonna say honestly the best way to contact me, especially for jobs like that, is through our Discord. It's $3 to get into our Patreon, through our Patreon, but I tend to do a lot of like printing jobs for people on there, especially. I also tend to cut people a little bit of a deal too while doing them, because for the most part, whenever I do printing stuff, it's usually cost of resin, usually a little bit of the time for the printer use, and then if you want to paint it and assemble, then it's just like how long it's going to take me to do that. Well, in fact, in 1950s, Toho was originally supposed to make a. Oh yeah, yeah, it was supposed to be stop motion. Yeah, I forget why they ended up going with suit. Oh, while I'm at it, I need to clean up the scratch that was on this back too. And that down a little bit. Hopefully the scratch wasn't too deep. Hey, I got your arm shaved. It was a pain in my butt, but it's done. Made one scratch that I'm trying to clean up now. So where's that 400 grit? There we go. Good. Oh, I still see slightly. I would agree. I would say the suit generally is better than the stop motion. There we go. All right. I'll just kind of try to smooth it out a little bit. Is it working yet? There we go. This is my USB. My USB was the thing that was fudging up. There we go. Okay, hopefully people can see me talking now. Is it lagging? I know my audio crashed for a minute. I got it working again. Let me double check the stream just to make sure. Working over there. Nobody needs to hear the big bad toy store ad. Oh, am I frozen in time? Looks like I'm frozen in time. Oh, no, it's working. All right, looks like we're getting through the lag issue. My apologies. Oh, no. Okay. It's hard because I'll stop moving to check the stream, and then it's just like, it looks like it's lagging, but it's not. Okay. Super weird. All right. Well, anyways. So, got the warble on the back here. Got it stuck into the thing. Let's say, is anybody else in the stream having any issues? At least now. Somebody could let me know. I'd appreciate it. But got some warble on the back. And then, do. Oops. Worst example ever. Good times, good times. All right. There we go. Stays on. Stays on really good. You gotta have it pretty much like right on it, but it sticks. Oh, so you guys are commenting, but I can't see it on my chat. What the hell happened to my laptop? I can see in the streamy stream you guys are talking, but the problem is I have my laptop so far away from my face it's hard to read anything. Okay, we're back. Good. Real cheap stop motion. Like I said, I checked out my phone. It seems like it was working perfectly fine. All right. Yeah, as I say, I know I got to get a new laptop at some time in the near future. Probably gonna be next on the agenda. But also the arm can go down about that far now. Got rid of the thing there. Got a little ingenuitive of wrapping the arm in plastic so I can cut it without having to worry about cutting the arm. Very bold indeed, I know. I like how YouTube warns me. It's like, remember to guard your policy? Guys want my telephone number? Oh, that'd be a bad idea. So that works now. Because my other thing was I was wondering, because I set this up, but did you want it just like this? Was that good enough? Or did you want them kind of together? So it looks like the hammer collapsed on each other? Because I know from the picture it almost kind of showed both of these sides together, the one you sent me. But like this, it has the little detailing on it, which I think looks a lot better. And looks pretty flush the way it sits now. All right, now customizing wise, that was pretty much it. The rest of it's painting. We're going to paint the hammer to kind of look like how it's supposed to from the show. Same with the little back piece here. And then it was just modifying her enough to get her arm down. And then I'm going to have to retouch up the metallic and the red here, which I'm going to have to try to match, which that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'll say be honest, because I think it on the side it looks good. It could be thicker, to be fair. Like I said, I don't mind getting it the better. Thin is better. Okay, making sure. Like I said, I don't mind slapping them together because, like I said, this was a quick, dirty fix in order to use the stronger magnet. Because this will just be sanding it down. But I think if you're going to go that route, might as well go all the way and just cut both these pieces in half and then attach them. So there's that little gap right in the middle. Kind of like what you were showing me. But I do like this. Like, that just works so clean. Next, I want to clean this hand up a little bit. Get the excess shaves out of here. Gotcha. All right. That works for me. I love saving me some time. I will say one thing I think I pointed out earlier is you did a really good job on these holes. They're pretty clean. Trying to get a little bit of the extra flack out of it. There we go. And like you mentioned, there's no point in painting the handle because it's not going to do anything anyways because of how tight of a fit that is. It's just going to scrape off. Damn, that worked out good. Although now I'm realizing I should have just did this side because I could have just drilled the hole and made my life a lot easier. Because that piece came out with it. Oh, this side, like the way I cut wasn't as clean. I'm happy with that either way. Woo. Oh, so next, do I want to try to paint this or work on painting it tonight? I need to check the child real quick. I wish I could have it just automatically do this, or a good way of doing it. I need something that's like closer to me. I need one of those like stream decks or whatever they're called. Stream pads? I think Elgato makes some. Where it's just like a little pad that you could just like sit next to you and you can just push the buttons on it. It's kind of like an extra keyboard. I almost feel like I need one of those. Okay, so he's still out like a light, so we can work on this a little longer. Let me find the images for your hammer. Man, I wish there were some brighter pictures. But it looks like it's gray and gold. Is that what I'm seeing? It's like gunmetal gray with gold for the rim. Which will work. And the handle is going to be the gold too. Oh no! Dream, what have you done? Why is the signal gone? Okay, I bumped the camera cable. Oh man. This last like 10 minutes has been like a shit show. Oh hey, one of my other commissions is here. Fun. You weren't supposed to arrive this early. Also on a high note, Broadway, the Detective Broadway is going to be here tomorrow. It was supposed to be here on my birthday. So we're going with those colors. Black. The black primer is going to be my best friend here. Well, it shows on the hammer tip. It shows lights. Almost kind of wish I had some lighter colored primer. I guess gray. Go gray. Get that effect. Next question. Where's my little things? Because one of these streams we're gonna start before that X Plus gets here and chopping that thing up. I have a Euron that we're gonna be working on. Randomly in between finishing up the Korean dude. I could, but I still got a primer in anyway, so I might as well just do the black and then right around here, I'll just do the gray primer over top of it. I'm not too worried about it. I think the only thing I got concerned of is this thing's so freaking smooth. I figure why I'm not stupid. Like, man, I wish I had something I could grip onto while I'm painting this thing, and lo and behold. See, one thing is the primer's not going to look super clean on this, because this stuff's meant for an airbrush. But it'll be good enough to get, on here. All right, real quick. Free my hair dryer. Just a sec. I go to paint, and this is the time that I plugged my damn phone in. I do have whatchamacallit. I do have some like airbrushing stands. But they're not the strongest thing, but they're good enough. It's airbrush like for airbrushing. Although I will say, wrong button. There we go. Anything going on the bottom of the handle? Nope. Super basic handle. As I was gonna say, because it has a little detail on the bottom here that I could maybe paint. All the custom hammers. You know what'd be funny is we needed to take the hammer and do a hammer video with it. Just try to. Man, she's durable. Oh, kind of thing. Although now it looks like she has like a giant ass lollipop. Okay, so that's solid. Backpacky thing. I need to do the base part here. This is the harder part. But I do have some. Ticky tack. And actually, you know what? I found a bunch of straws. That probably would be a better idea. Ugh. Hopefully that'll hold long enough for me to do this. Woo! Now, a real hammer is something I would actually make. The 3D printed giant one. God, that'd take a minute. That'd be one of those, like, it'd be, like, well, to be fair, I probably could. The handle would probably have to find something to makeshift. Probably just get, like, a big dowel rod. But the top part's a possibility. Alright, so that worked. Then I was gonna eventually I'll clean up an alcohol around the tippy top to make it look. Yeah. That's for that. A metal hammer? Oh jeez. Steel rims to it? Oh man. Alright. Speaking of Q-tips, I need you. Tips, a little bit of alcohol. Really need to get a new bottle because that thing leaks every freaking where. And just a little bit around the edges. So the gray doesn't have to work as hard. Good. Because a light time I kind of do what I did with the shipping. That's true. Well, to be fair, you could always. Yeah, I think that would be one of those instances where it might just be better off coming like, you meet me halfway and I'll just drop it off to you. Probably be cheaper. Because I could get the Indiana like 3 hours. Alrighty, that's nice and clean. Cleaner. Same thing for this one. Hopefully the. I was like, there was sticky tack. I remember. This is going to be the questionable one. And I'm really good at losing things. In between my legs. Solves the problem. No, fudge that. Yep. Up there. Alright, I think I got it. Do the other side. There we go. Alright. Next, we need some gold. And some gunmetal. Should have some gunmetal hanging around somewhere. Oh, these black. Some graphite. There we go. Can't break a skull, it's not a real hammer. Truer words never been spoken. Guess we'll do the gold first, because I think that's the one I'm more concerned about trying to get right. Get a little more centered here. One thing with metallic paints, you always want to go with a black as your base, because it just helps to make the shine a lot better. It makes it look more actual metal than if you were to use like a brighter gray and then you go over top of it with that. Painting a 74? That would. If you really want to get super fancy with it, you still do the same thing I'm kind of doing here, where you do it in a black acrylic, black primer. And then, if you really want to have some fun with it, you'll need a bit of it. But silver rubbing buff is probably the best way to make something look like metal, like actual metal. It's a wax paint. It's a pain in the butt to use though, because use just a little bit of it. You rub over top of it with this, and you'll get the metal look, and then you just kind of, like the title says, you buff it out. And then you could just seal it with a acrylic finish. I've never had good luck trying to use chrome. Because I have that Lord Zed I did a while back, and the problem is, like, as soon as you touched it, I randomly touched it afterwards and just ruined everything. Like, it instantly stopped looking like chrome. Currently, I would say Monster Arts is kind of winning with the Evolved Godzilla. I think the coloring and the detailing just looks a lot more crisp on the Monster Arts. As it should for something that is going to be a lot more expensive. I think though for the price, wow, it's a lot more comparable now than they were previously. Because I would almost say the only thing that Monstars really had going over Haya with any of their figures was just articulation, and it's hard to vouch for increased prices with something that's just as marginal as slightly better articulation. But now you have better articulation and it looks crisper, paint job's better, yada yada yada. But it should, because at the price point you're paying, because it's going to be probably a good 130, 140 to get a hold of that thing. Well, again, the high is only like $60. It's like half the price and still looks good. Oh, faded with it. You can blend that in with it. Granted, if you're blending, you probably I've had some success with mixing oils with paint to give you the look. Using that stuff, but also just acrylics work fine too for getting that down. To be honest, if I was going to be going about it, I would more than likely probably just do it like full on acrylic. Just because of the surface area. Because Arnez, I did his entirely in rubber buff. The what do we call the tank thing from Terminator? I forget now. But that was acrylic primer, rub and buff, and sealed, which turned out really good. Yeah, but it's one of those, like, I'd have to look at some pictures to really get a full match on. I'm just thinking with the just the way like the actual, because I have the X Plus of the 75 here, and to get that look, it would just be like I said, black primer, and then silver / rub and buff, silver acrylic or rub and buff to really get the look. That's also like if you want like a fully clean, like do you want it to look clean? Do you want it to look kind of like he's been fighting for a minute? Because you also have to take that into consideration a little bit. That's why I usually always have people send me pictures of the exact way that they want it painted, because that helps a lot too. Because I can find photos myself, but then usually a lot of them it's like you're looking at certain stills, and in certain scenes, the paint job could be like vastly different. Yeah, it's kind of like what you're what you're paying for a lot with Monstars. You're paying for it to be a Sakai because it's a Sakai. For sure. Oh. No, I'm just kind of going over a couple passes on this. With the gold, I'm just going really light. I'm just fleshing out the color. This could also be another candidate for the rub and buff. But the way it looked a little bit almost more coppery. Super 7. We mentioned that in a video not that long ago. Oh, thanks, Sarah, for subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, Andrew. Oh, because yeah, was it the Monstars one we just reviewed? Because we were talking about Clench Fist. It was just like, Hiya doesn't give us any hand accessories. Monster Arts never gives us any hand accessories. You know who does give us hand accessories? Super 7. Henceforth, Superior Company. Super 7 lets my Godzillas throw hands. Giggity. Yeah, I say the only thing that's really annoying about the rub and buff is the buffing aspect, because you can give that thing days to dry and you'll still like touch the thing, and if you haven't sealed it, you'll get your hands will be covered in gold. I think this is looking good enough. Outside just a little harder. It's kind of with some of the black showing through, but you don't want a lot. Kind of like that. Real quick, I'm going to do this one too. I think a Super 7 Hanna-Barbera or Marvel Godzilla. I do too. I really wish they would just keep doing like very unique Godzilla figures. I just want them to make stuff of things that I can't get from other companies. Because it's like, how many posable high Godzillas do I really need in my collection? Now, my only concern about doing this one is it's hard to heat up because I got that Warbler that I use to fill in the gap. And if I heat it for too long, it'll melt the Warbler and it'll make this a lot harder to paint. So we'll just do it quick. Wrong button. There we go. This section here is almost probably was a good candidate for the rub and buff because it'd be easy. Quick little sprays. Get the dry so I can do another pass over it real quick. That's one thing you usually do with acrylics is you always do a bunch of light passes so it doesn't bulk up the paint. Ah, commission may have to deal with something that's relatively expensive to begin with. No, if we went with the full way we're gonna do it, we probably would have got a few people mad because it would have been like wrecking something expensive from one group and then wrecking something expensive from another group. But in the long run, the one part wasn't probably necessary, so we're not going to use that, at least at the moment. Okay, so gold is on. I will say, if we use that NECA part, I think that would have probably infuriated more people than using the other part, if I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I thought more people would have been upset about the hammer video with the X Plus, but like I said, I get more people upset about Playmates than I did that video ever. I would. So, to be fair, I already got a little bit of hot water with the Trendmaster groups for that one. Oh man, they're just gonna be like, I'm gonna be a scammer. That's what they're gonna call me. Granted, I would love to print it just so I could have one for myself. Oh, well, then I could take the scan one and make it more posable. Would be cool though. Granted, I wouldn't like do like some people because I know there's some people that like take them and scan and sell the scans. I just want it for my own personal use. Oh, great. If I made it more posable, then it's all fair game. Although, who's going to really yell at me? It's not like Trendmasters is around anymore. I guess Sony could still get pissed off at me. They have before. They didn't. Oh, what was it? We did the. Oh, the review. The 98 review. We got our money taken away from that one because we included some really bad quality photo video in that. For I think all of like 15 seconds. They were like, you used too much. Monetized. I was like, but we said nice things about your movie. Uh-oh. I got a little gold on the part I gotta put the iridescent on, and it is not covering. Okay, it sort of is. It's just gonna take a couple passes. Also, I hear the little one moving around, so I'm gonna have to get off here in just a second. I'm gonna finish doing this part just so it's done. Won't have to worry about it anymore. And then I can come back to finish painting the rest of this. Okay, that's gonna bug me. Small brush, paper towel. Oh, my mom's calling. She's gonna have to wait. No, I can't paint. I can't start that till at least tomorrow because he's still curing. It's one of those. He might be okay for me to start it today, but better safe than sorry. I might be just trying to fix the gold on this thing real quick. All right, back to iridescent painting. Iridescent graphite. Well, to be fair, they would just be statues. Because to be honest, I would probably, because if I remember right, it came apart, didn't it? I would probably want to print it as the sections and then assemble it. Somebody may just clean up the sections. Casey is 100% up. Must go faster. I don't want to waste the paint that I got here, so I'm trying to be quick. I think I got it. Got nice shiny shine to it. Although no, think about it. Should this part probably be iridescent too? That looks good. Not gonna worry about that. I need brush. That one will do. Just so I can get some gold in the crevices real quick. Actually, no, looking at that, where my but I was kind of hoping the beansies would sleep. Clean up some edges. pretty good. Oh, you got some new steel wire? Sweet, sweet. Hold up. Some of this. Just a little bit in some of the spots. Kind of hard to see on this because it's all shiny now. It's black and shiny black. Not the easiest to see where I gotta add the iridescent back over, but this part I did. Right now I was just kind of looking it over and seeing where the figure don't shine, you know? Smoothing out some of the paint. Here. Cool. I'll have to work on it a bit more other time. But it's mostly done now. I get the lights and the detailing on that. Same with the little one here. Then it's just matching, trying to match this red. Red and silver and just cleaning up around here. Then seal her, seal those up, be good to go. Anyways, that's it for this live stream. So help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like people today, which you want to donate. Greatly would appreciate it. Warbler, I will send you a message on that one. I'd have to double check. I don't even remember how much it was the last time I bought it. Next stream will probably be possibly painting the Magular, or like I said, I kind of want to work on the Korean dude a little bit more too. And then I got an RC model kit I got to put together at some point. Like I said, I just want to do this because it's something quick and easy. More than likely, it'll probably be wait until Sunday to do some more sculpting. But if I get some time in between, I'll make an attempt. Anyways, so if you guys would like to pick up some high Godzilla collectibles for yourself, link in the description for CalcusToys.com. You can save about 6% off your order using Steve Calcus at checkout. Or if you'd like to pick up some Sonic action figures for yourself, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. Another way to help support the channel, if you spend over, I think it was 70. Oh, I was to say, because she's smexy. Honestly, it makes me like it more.